Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Not So Open video, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how to successfully downgrade your items for a ton of stonks and potentially some flipping in items. Now, before we start, I just want to state what downgrading is in Krunker. Just what it basically comes down to is when you trade a higher rarity item for somebody who gives you lower rarity items. And while that doesn't really sound good, a lot of people can be smart about this and get a ton more KR by downgrading. For example, this is a downgrade, and it is a pretty darn good one. That is because the item that he is giving away, even though it is a contraband and should likely be more desired and expensive, is not. This contraband is one of the cheapest contrabands to exist, and its demand is pretty horrible. But the items that he's gaining, even though they are legendaries and should be low demand and cheap, are way better than what contraband he's giving. And this is an example of a bad downgrade. Now, this is a very unrealistic downgrade. This is a trade that I did, and trust me, I did it on purpose. It was to give somebody a free item. I did not actually do this trade on purpose, but this is just what a bad downgrade would look like, and you would know what it. I mean, this is pretty exaggerated, but what it is it's pretty close to this. A bad downgrade is what seems to be when you trade a higher rarity item for a lower rarity item, but don't get anything from it. So in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to downgrade really well. Now, the first rule of downgrading is you probably should never downgrade legendaries, like even if it's good. Probably the only purple that can match any legendary is like the face mask, but like that's kind of irrelevant. Relics and contrabands are the best things to downgrade because you can actually get extremely good stuff with them. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that the item you have is either okay or bad. You can downgrade a good item. I just don't recommend doing it because I feel like you should upgrade good items instead of downgrading them. So if you have an okay or a bad item, I recommend downgrading it for really good items but at a lower rarity. So let's say you have this okay or pretty bad relic. What you want to do is you want to find legendaries that are way more desired and way more expensive, but people are willing to upgrade to your relic. And same thing goes for contraband. If you have an okay or bad contraband, then try to get relics that are more desired and more expensive, and people are willing to use those relics to get your contraband. Try not to make the person you're trading overpay too much, because then they otherwise might just cancel the trade. But when you're about to accept the trade, please make sure to check the market. By doing that, when you are in a trade lobby, right-click on any item that they put down to check it. Check what it last sold for or what it second to last sold for so that you can get an idea of how much it's worth, and remember to add it up just to know if they underpaid or overpaid. Then look at your item to see if you're overpaying or underpaying. You could also ask KMT, the Discord server, for like any advice to see if the downgrade is actually good. Now, you guys, if you guys are in the KMT Discord server, it's not mine, but if you guys are in it, then you know that I probably every time I trade, I ask for this. Like, I always ask people trade advice on the KMT Discord server. I'm not that good of a trader. Believe it or not, I'm actually probably one of the worst traders. If you look at my recent trades, I have some of the worst trades you'll ever see in your life. So I always make sure to ask KMT. I don't recommend asking them all the time unless like you want to. I just do it because I really don't want to lose any stonks. But the amazing thing about downgrading is you can buy a really cheap contraband and get really desired expensive relics that you probably couldn't have paid for. So to summarize, you want to downgrade items that are bad and you can get a lot of good items from it, such as a relic downgrading to legendary, or a contraband trading down to relic. Once you have your item that you want to pick to downgrade, make sure you find somebody who is willing to upgrade to your item and you're willing to downgrade to their items. Remember to add up and check their market in case they're underpaying, and then you can tell them to add, or to see if you're underpaying to tell them to add or whatever. So make sure that they're overpaying, but don't necessarily push them to overpay, because that can make them cancel the trade. And if you're not too certain about what you should do, if you should do the trade or not, remember to ask KMT on the Discord server. I guess I'll put a link down below. It is not my Discord server, so please don't tell me like, oh, it's not your Discord server. It's not mine. Like, all credit goes to Cal because it's his server. I just think it's a really good server to ask people for advice on. And if they say your trade is good, then I guess your downgrade is good, and you can now start to flip it for profit. So there you have it. That's all the basic tips and tricks that you need to know when downgrading an item. If you guys want me to make all the basic tips and tricks of upgrading an item, then please tell me in the comments if you want it, or if this video gets 20 likes, then I'll do it. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!